Hey, welcome back. I'm your girl, Mercy Just Fly, your freaky tattoo artist.
Sentinel Bear.
Yo,
Guy with the two thumbs right here.
Don't most guys have two thumbs?
Well, unless they lost one in an accident, then they'd be just one thumb.
Okay.
Who's got two thumbs and they're Sentinel Bear? This guy.
That guy. Yeah, no. We're going to have to come up with a new slogan. That's not it. That's not it.
I'll shop it. We'll work on it. See what we come up with.
Yes, we definitely need to work on it. Definitely got to work on that.
We'll work on it.
All right. So, hi, Bear.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm all right. It's been frustrating last couple of days, but I'm good.
Yeah, I know. The party got shut down. We were bad. We were thugs. We were gangsters.
No, we weren't.
They had to call the police.
No.
And got shut down.
They were fucking racist, is what they were.
We're thugs.
No.
We're gangsters.
No.
There's no telling what kind of mayhem we would have caused. Good thing the police showed up when they did. People were about to have fun.
And that's exactly what was that's exactly what was happening. Let me tell y'all. So, as advertised, I had a party Labor Day weekend, September 1st on Sunday. It was going so good. That crowd, listen, I thank each and every one of y'all who came out there. Y'all came outside for real. Y'all was outside. Like, that party got thick. And the vibe and the energy that was going on, it's like
you was having a good time.
It was nice. There was definitely a few mishaps. My shuttle guy didn't show up. Took my water. Can I have that? My shuttle guy didn't show up, so I was like shuttling people and trying to host at the same time, and it was really mayhem for me. It was crazy for me. I was like on the go, steady, but everybody was having a good time.
It was great for me. I was spanking ass and tying people up.
You were, and I wanted to I was just so ready for it to slow down on my end so that I can actually enjoy the party. I was looking forward definitely to getting a spanking from you, to do some role play. I seen some role play that you did.
Yes, a young lady let me take some pictures, and I will be posting them after the podcast.
So
she wanted something that was just a sample, so I did something small and quick with her because she had never done rope before, which is one of the reasons why we have the title that we have today. I've heard a couple horror stories from not your party, but from some other parties, about some people that think they're dominants because they went out and bought the BDSM kit from the sex store.
Listen, you're not gonna be talking about Juno like that, okay?
I wasn't even talking about
you're not gonna talk about my neighbor like that, all right? You're not gonna.
I ain't saying no names. That was her, okay? I wasn't even talking about you.
We had this.
Bruh, I was eating the griot. I had some mac and cheese. I get down with you. I wasn't even talking about him. That's her. Again, the party, I'm there. I know what I'm doing. The problem that I have is when people who claim to do what I do that haven't worked to earn the title that I have, and then they do something wrong, it makes me look bad.
Yeah.
There were some other parties that there were some other gentlemen that claimed to be dominants that I guess they bought some toys. And because they saw something somewhere, they felt like they could do something. And both of them fucked somebody up. And the person, knowing what I do and what I am, called me. And we talked and we interacted. And I kind of helped them through the situation that they were in both situations. But it happened not once, but twice. And this is not the first, second, third, fourth time. Like, it's happened. People think that because they can buy a toy, and they can hit someone with it, that makes them a dominant. That makes them somebody that can do something. One of the things that people don't see and don't know about me, because I don't spend a lot of time talking about myself, is I have had over 300 hours of training in doing the things that I do.
He's professional.
I have gone to classes. I have gotten certifications. I have been trained in pass out play. I've been trained how to safely choke someone. I've been trained how to avoid distractions like shaking titties when you're doing a podcast. I've been trained in impact, rope. All of the things that I do come with a certain amount of training in how to do them safely and how to follow certain protocols, because there's more to it than somebody coming over, getting spanked, and leaving.
There's definitely more to it.
There's a psychological effect that goes along with BDSM. There is the mental impact that it takes on a person. There's the physical impact that it takes on a person. And you're going to feel that scene or that interaction or that play after you walk away. And you're going to feel it mentally and you're going to feel it physically.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are supposed to be doms don't understand that aspect of what we do. We do dangerous shit. There's no way around it. There is no situation in something that I'm doing when I'm in a BDSM scene is being done in a way that is 100% safe, because there's no such thing.
Right.
We practice RAP, risk-aware consensual kink. What that means is I make sure the person I'm playing with understands that there is a risk involved. I make sure to get explicit consent. I make sure to do the things I need to do to make sure that I'm being safe. And these are the steps that are being missed by these people that think they're dominant. And these steps are an important part of BDSM. But because they're not the flashy part, and they're not the fun part, and they're the part that shows off to everybody else that you can pick up a toy and hit someone with, these are the steps that are being skipped by people. And it creates a very negative situation. And it's something that needs to be addressed. There is an issue when you're playing with someone that you are literally messing with their brain chemistry. The hormones, the endorphins, the serotonin, all the shit that their brain emits while they're excited, while they're getting spanked, the adrenaline's pumping, all that shit messes with their brain chemistry. And just like there's a high,
there's definitely a low. There's a low, there's a crash. So that's what you're explaining is subspace, right? Subspace. For those of you who don't know, I love
subspace is different for everybody.
It's different for everybody. I love, and it's, you know what, and it's also different for, it can be different for the same, like for me, it's been different every time. Also, not only that it's different for everybody, it's different every time. I don't know if it has anything to do with different type of scene that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Subspace is extremely personal, and because it's so personal, it can literally be different. You can do impact and have a different experience in subspace every time you do impact, even though you're doing the same play. I agree. And then subspace can be different if you're doing impact than it is if you're doing rope, than it is if you're doing fire play,
electro play.
Electro play.
My best one was electro play so far. Like my best one was electro play. Still waiting for somebody to choke me out and make a thing, but whatever. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't belong to me. I don't pass out people that don't belong to me.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing that.
You're going to keep hearing it because I don't pass out people who don't belong to me, and even people that belong to me, my slave. I work up to pass out play. That's not something you just jump into because it's fucking dangerous.
I know.
It's fucking dangerous.
I know. I'm just saying that you're gonna feel very bad when you hear that I died. Somebody passed me out and choked me, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And
I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Mercy dumb as fuck. She let the little dumbass nigga choke her out. I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. I'm just joking. But
that brought a tear to my eye. Don't be doing that at my funeral. As a matter of fact, no. At my funeral, I'm sorry, we're gonna derail right now. At my funeral, I want it to be like a whole roast. That would be perfect.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
I can do
I don't want a regular funeral where
I can do
everybody's like
that.
laying around crying, sitting around crying and shit.
I
No,
can make sure.
I want a funeral. I'm saying this on live so y'all know. I want a funeral where y'all are having a good time and it's like a fucking comedy show and it's like a roast.
Juno gonna be cooking.
Juno gonna be cooking. Juno, you gotta be cooking. Juno gonna be cooking. You know what I'm saying?
I know who's not invited.
T gonna be participating. Oh no, you can invite them all too. You can invite them all too because my special set of people that know me for real. Yeah, they gonna have to say and them bitches need to hear it.
That's why I didn't want to invite them because I don't want
No,
to be
no, it ain't gonna be a fight.
Because you know your people gonna be ready to.
Nah, my people ain't gonna be that ready. Like, I want it to be a total fucking comical. I just want good laughs, good laughs.
And you know, if you're doing that, you can't. There's certain people you can't invite that you love you.
Why?
You can't invite your youngest.
Oh no, well, this is gonna be separate.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna have the vanilla.
Your oldest might be that.
Oh, my oldest is gonna be. He's
youngest,
gonna be the MC.
Yeah, your youngest.
My oldest has like the biggest case of black fucking and so he's gonna be like the first one up there cracking jokes about me and like doing that shit. But you know
your youngest,
nah, my youngest ain't. No, listen, you know what be wrong? You know what I've seen lately? You know what I've seen lately with people? They don't even look, speaking of oldest, so he must be watching. But that might be in emergency. Anyway, damn it.
Yep. So as I was saying, it's very important when you're doing BDSM and when you're doing BDSM scenes that you do it the right way. And a lot of what's happening in these situations that are causing extremely negative situations that are causing people to have not subspace, but the crash that is associated with subspace, we call it subdrop, that can be very detrimental. It can go as far as to be the beginning of a depression, meaning it will put your brain in the same brain chemistry as a person experiencing severe depression. So you will feel tired and you won't know why. You will feel like you can't do anything and you can't go anywhere. You won't understand where it's coming from. You feel like there is no reason sometimes to live, or there is no reason to get out of bed, or there's no reason to do anything. And that can be associated with that crash that comes from your scene not being handled correctly.
I thought that was a lie until I had that big subspace when I called you with the electroplate, and he explained that to me, and I was like, yeah, okay. And the next day, I was feeling like, and I was like, whoa, like it's like for real. Like this really, it still has an effect 24 hours later. It still has an effect. And that's crazy, but it's facts. It's definitely facts. And one thing that I have learned from personal experience also is the aftercare. The aftercare really is important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this aftercare that you receive after your scene and after your
we haven't even started talking about aftercare yet.
We haven't even started. We haven't even started, but it's so important because that also right, there you go. Mitigates, the substate, how you're coming down off of the substate.
So it's just like for our more street knowledgeable guests, it's like heroin. When you have somebody that gets addicted to heroin, you can't just stop cold. You can physically die.
Right.
Because of that chemical dependency that's built from that addiction, it can cause a person to die just stopping cold turkey. The effect that it has on your body, the withdrawal symptoms, you can die from that. Anyone that has ever known anyone or had any kind of dealings with anyone that's been addicted to heroin understands the need for methadone, which is a drug that simulates the effects of heroin, but it is not as addictive. So it enables you to come down off of that high slowly. It mitigates the issues that you experience from withdrawal, so they're not so severe that it kills you. And that's what they do at like a rehab center or something like that. Aftercare would be similar to methadone. It is helping your body to cope with what you've been through, the changes in your brain chemistry, and the issues that you're going to experience from crash, so that that crash is not so severe, it takes you to a very, very bad place. That's the purpose of it. So, aftercare is extremely important.
Definitely important.
Now, I will tell you this. I normally do not give aftercare for people that do not pay for scenes. Because, again, when I'm doing a scene, an unpaid scene, normally it's just a sampling. You're getting impact for 5 or 10 minutes at the most. I'm not going to spend 2-3 hours with you. I'm not going to spend an hour and a half working with you in a real severe scene. So for the most part, we're not really going to do a whole lot that's going to bring on a very deep subspace or a very deep drop.
Okay.
But it can happen. So I will have a conversation about aftercare and if aftercare is needed. And I have told people that have told me they require aftercare that I won't play with them because they require
aftercare. So now let me ask you a question. You being the professional, okay, and you knowing, and these small scenes that you do where you say that you do not do aftercare. Some people all it takes is 5 minutes for them to get into substance.
That's true.
So you being the professional, are you able to notice?
Yes.
And know if they need aftercare? Like, okay, I know I just did a 5-minute session with this person, and I know I normally don't do aftercare, but it seems like they're in some really good space. Okay.
Yes and no. So anyone that's ever played with me at Splash in the dungeon, anyone that's ever played with me in the dungeon, Tampa, Orlando, when I go to Eyes Wide Shut and the dungeon in West Palm Beach, anyone that I've ever played with, you know a couple things about me. Number one, we always set safe.
Right.
Either you're going to get one safe word or you're going to get two.
Right.
You're getting a pause and a flat stop.
Right.
Number
yellow
two,
and red.
Yellow and same thing.
Yellow
Always the
red.
same thing because everyone knows red means stop. Stop sign, stop light. Everybody knows red means stop. And most people don't know because if you're from Miami, you drive like a fucking animal. Yellow actually means slow down.
Right.
Speed the fuck up because it's about to turn red and you need to make the light. Yellow, technically, in the driver's manual, which most of you have never seen because Miami drivers are fucking animals, it means slow down. So, for us, in the dungeon with you, yellow is the pause, red is the stop. If you are going to play with someone and they do not, at the very least, establish a common safe word with you, yes, some type of conversation is had where this person says, our safe word is going to be whatever it is. It does not matter. Whatever, for me, it's always going to be the same thing because my brain is hardwired to know exactly what yellow and red means.
Exactly.
So if you come to me, you say, well, hey, I want to use pineapple as my safe word. Well, that's fine. Go play with somebody else. Because if you're playing with me, your safe words are red and yellow, and that's not negotiable. Right. Because if I'm in the middle of playing with you and you pineapple, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not hungry, and I'm gonna keep spanking your ass.
Not only that, it's that if you're one thing I've noticed about you is that when you're doing a scene, like you're zoned out.
Yeah.
The one thing that I know that you are definitely aware of is your immediate surroundings because you don't want to hurt nobody else in the process, and you need that space that's clear.
I'm also protecting my body from somebody else trying to come in.
Right, you're protecting and the person who's also, so you're protecting that area. But other than that, one thing that I've noticed about you is like you're definitely in your zone. Yeah. So it could be very easily, not
pineapple, orange.
Right. None of that you're not gonna listen to. You're listening for 2 words.
I'm listening for red and yellow, and
yeah.
If you say some other shit, I'm not gonna pay no attention to that.
Right.
Because I've been doing this for long enough. I've been in this lifestyle. I've been dungeon master. I was a dungeon. So before I became a dungeon master, I was a dungeon monitor for 3 or 4 years. Before I became a dungeon monitor, I was a dungeon patron who used to clean up the dungeon. this is something I had to work up to.
Mm-hmm.
And in 99.9% of all public dungeons, safe words are red and yellow.
Right.
So that got hardwired into my brain.
Right.
So now I don't even pay attention to anything else.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody negotiates a CNC scene where they're going to be saying, no, stop, don't. I don't give a fuck about that. Let's say no, you want to know ain't shit to me.
This is what you want. This is what you asked for.
Let me tell you something. We had a month-long negotiation about what we about to do. And you know it's red and yellow. So all that stop, yeah, you just bought a role play with that stop shit. I ain't paying no attention to that. But again, if you're playing with someone that cannot at the very least establish a common safe word that you are both aware is going to be the safe word for your scene, do not play with that motherfucker. If you go to jump on a bench and he just starts spanking you without any conversation, you are putting yourself in a dangerous position because what we do is fucking dangerous. And if he does not care about you, if she does not care about you, if the person who is the top does not care enough about the person who is the bottom to, at the very bare minimum, establish a common safe word, then anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Literally, Murphy's Law. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I've had people tell me, oh, I don't need a safe word. Okay, you're going to get one anyway. If you don't want to use it, that's on you. I, as the top, my responsibility is to make sure that I get consent and I am doing my best to mitigate the danger that I'm putting you under and keeping you safe. As the bottom, your job is to communicate. If you choose not to do that, I don't have anything to feel guilty of.
Right.
If I give you a safe word, I establish a safe word with you, and you decide not to use it, that's not my fault. I don't feel guilty about that.
Right.
So, at the very least, safe words. People that play with me will tell you, for me, it goes a little bit beyond that. I'm asking about medical history. I'm asking about prescription medication. I will ask about trauma triggers. I will establish a safe word, and then we will have a conversation that is something that tells me whether or not I need to be worried about aftercare. You ask the question, is, as a professional, can I tell whether a person needs aftercare? The answer to that question,
immediate aftercare, is what I'm referring to.
Whether it's immediate or not immediate.
Okay.
The real answer to that question is no. I can see something that makes me think she might need it, or he might need it, or this person might need it. I can see something in their body language or hear something that makes me think they might need it, but they might need aftercare and not say it and not have a physical indicator, but they still need it. So for me, I check in with a person after we're done.
As you should. That's
another thing that you notice anytime I've ever played with someone. When we finish, you okay? How you feel? How was it? How'd you like it? If I know they're nonverbal, that's an indicator like I need to keep an eye on them. If they're babbling, what they're saying is not making sense, another indicator. If they have balance, you'll notice most of the time I will help someone up from the spanking bench or the chair, whatever you're using, and then I will let them go and take a step back. I'm looking to see if they're able to stand on their own and be balanced.
Right.
I'm looking at their eyes. I want to see pupil dilation. I want to see if you ever had vertigo and you kind of you standing in one spot, but it's like you're like moving in a circle.
Like, whoa.
I'm looking for that.
Right.
Sometimes.
What about temperature? I was just about to tell you temperature, like, because me personally, I get cold. I get like the shivers.
So sometimes. I'm looking for goosebumps. Goosebumps is an indicator. Sometimes people will tell you, yes, I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. And they will have goosebumps all over their skin. And it's like, yeah, no, you're not fine.
Right.
Okay. A lot of times you'll see someone and they'll be flush. And Unfortunately, we're going to get into race. It's real easy to see white people are flush. It's a lot easier to see Hispanic people are flush. It's a lot easier to see flush the less melanin you have in your skin, because your skin will turn red, your face will turn red, you'll blush, things like that. Those are all things that I'm looking for. But that takes experience, that takes training, that takes know-how. So if you just happen to see something online and then you went to the sex store and bought the BDSM starter pack, and now you decided, I'm going to go to the party, I'm going to be the dom, and I'm going to start spanking people, you don't know about anatomy because you didn't take the anatomy training courses and the anatomy classes that I took. You haven't had years of experience to know what to look for, what body language to look for, how to interact with a person, what questions to ask. Like, that's not shit that you know. So when you go to this party and you're claiming, I'm a dom, I can spank you, girl, I can take care of you. Are you really? Or are you just pretending to do some shit?
And that's somebody. I mean, and I know, you know, for those who have had some type of BDSM experience or whatever, like me, I know, again, I've had a lot more since I've met you type stuff and since then or whatnot. But even back then, one thing that, and I've said this a million times before, you know what I'm saying? One thing that I always do is I watch that person in a scene with somebody else and see how they interact with that person, if they listen to that person, if they're looking out, because maybe that person can't muster up the words, say red or yellow or whatever, but it's totally showing in their body, you know what I'm saying, that maybe you should slow down or stop. So I actually like to watch people have a scene bonds, have a scene before I take any type of participation or with what they do, or, you know, or in a scene with them or whatever. And then that even depends on the scene also, because, you know, might let you tie me up, but I might not let you spank me type thing, you know?
And then, you know, you don't always have the luxury of seeing them interact with somebody
right.
else. A lot of times, especially like if you're at a party or if you just started with BDSM and you're like super excited and you don't have the opportunity to play very often. So you get to this party where you see somebody has these toys and they're doing something, you get excited and you like it's super fucking exciting and it's great and it's wonderful.
It is.
But you gotta also take care of you and take a moment to pause. Like, at the very least, again, when you're playing with this person, as a bottom, you are more vulnerable than the top. Definitely. The top is the person that's doing the things, the bottom is the person that's receiving it. So for impact, the top would be the person doing the hitting, the bottom would be the person getting hit. The bottom is always more vulnerable than the top. There are people that disagree with me and they talk about how the top is also vulnerable because things can happen. And yes, that does exist and that is a thing. But the bottom is more vulnerable than the top in all situations, always. And it has nothing to do with man or woman. It has nothing to do with,
because the top can be a man or a woman.
The top can be a man and the top can be a woman. It can be male top, female top, trans top, cisgender
human being top is what we're talking about.
Cat top, you know, this
ain't no cat tops.
You know the people that identify as cats now. And did you see the dude in the airport that identified as a fox and they wouldn't let him on the plane because he identified as a fox? So whatever.
I did not see that, but that's fucking hilarious.
Whatever the top is, because you know it's like
did they want to put him in like
put him in one of them little boxes?
And put him underneath the airplane. He says, "You want to be a fox?
Still a fox? Okay.
Put your ass in a kennel under the fucking thing."
No matter what the top is, no matter what you identify as, no matter what your sexuality is, or what gender you have, or what fucking thing you are, the top is always more vulnerable than the bottom. Okay? You both are vulnerable, but the bottom is more vulnerable. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. And it's okay. People are wrong all the time. It's okay to be wrong. You just don't want to live your life wrong and not know the right way. And the right way is, as a top, you are responsible for taking care and protecting your body. And not just for the moments you are playing with them. When this person gets up from the scene that they have with you, the effect that they continue to experience from what you did to them is your responsibility. A lot of times,
For how long?
it depends. Everybody's different. You experienced subspace, and remember, you had drop, and your drop lasted the next day. I've had.
So am I supposed to stick around with them till the next day?
No, and for me, if let's say, for example, I'm in a dungeon where I am the dungeon master and I'm playing with people, and somebody comes to me and they say they want to have a heavy scene. For me, there are a couple requirements to have a heavy scene with someone in the dungeon. One of those requirements is, are you here by yourself? If the answer is yes, I'm not going to have a heavy scene with you.
Because you need somebody to take care of them. Yeah.
Because you know what? For me, aftercare is intimate. It's personal.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a very close thing to do with somebody. And honestly, I don't like everybody like that. And I'm just being honest. I don't like everybody like that. Okay? And it's just me being truthful.
I mean, you're right. I don't like everybody like
that. So one of the reasons why I don't negotiate aftercare in these little sample scenes is because I don't know you like that, bro. Like, I don't know you well enough to want to ball up under you and hugging you.
First session will be bad. I asked for aftercare once I realized that I can get aftercare. And it took me like 3 hours to be like, guys, like, here you go.
Because I ain't know you like that. Oh, no. See, and you know what?
You ain't know me like that hour, because a couple hours later, he was taking me to breakfast.
I ain't know you like that. You said when we met, I ain't know you like that.
Yeah, but 3 hours later, I was having breakfast.
Exactly. It took some hours. And for those 3 hours, how much did we talk?
Oh my God. Do you know that we are two talking motherfuckers?
So
like, there's
exactly why we on the podcast.
If there's anybody.
Exactly why we on the podcast, because we talking motherfuckers.
Like, real.
So yes, after I got to know you much better, then that was something that was more comfortable. But like I said, people come into the dungeon that want to experience BDSM that have never done before, that I'm about to have a 5 or 10 minute scene. I don't necessarily want to have aftercare with you. I want to be up under you. How will you wash your ass? Did you brush your teeth this morning? What kind of deodorant you use?
You know that's important.
Did you put on cologne?
That's
if
important.
You pull your arm up, am I gonna be like, ugh? Like what? I don't know you like that, bro. Like, hold on.
You know that kind of excites me right there.
Hold on. I can spank you. I can beat your ass. I don't necessarily want to just hug and be close and cuddle up with you, though. Like, hold on, you getting to the you on next level now. We just started on level 1. You can't get to level 3 just going from 1 to 3. Like, you can't just skip 2 and just jump to 3. So for me, if I know someone wants to do a heavy scene or they want to do something that I have a very good idea is going to take them to a place where they're going to need aftercare, then yeah, you got to be here with somebody who can do that.
I love aftercare.
And I will. And like I said, the people that have talked to me and wanted heavy scenes, if you're watching now, you can go ahead and chime in and put in the comments. There have been times where I will bring a partner into the negotiation.
So they can do the aftercare?
And not so they can, because they are responsible for the aftercare. Gotcha. I have told husbands, look, when we're done, she's going to need this, and this. Are you okay doing that? I had a man tell me no. He was like, yo, I'm at the party. I'm trying to This man looked at me, he said, I was just gonna drop her off with you and then go do my thing.
Oh, you was babysitting.
I was like, well, in that case, we can't do it. Like, nah, we can't.
You was babysitting.
I was like, nah, we can't. We're not doing that. If that's the case, we're not doing that. And she was like, but I really want to. I was like, well, then you go talk to the man. And they went out, had a conversation, came back like 45 minutes later, and he was like, all right, I'm going to stay. And then we had the same.
Yeah.
You know me, I ain't scared to say no.
I know you ain't.
I'm not scared to say no. I'll tell you what you know.
I know you ain't. Hey, shout out to our followers, our listeners. We got Baby Bear, of course, in the house.
Is Pork Shells doing
that motherfucking right? That's one time for Juno, her little dom in training. One time for chill.
That was her talking about your toys.
He didn't even catch that part. His phone, he texted me. He told me his phone like that, so he didn't even catch that part.
Okay, well then nothing happened. Don't look at the beginning. Just pick up where you came.
He was talking about you in the beginning, neighbor. I was defending you. I was defending you. I was defending you. Shout out to my baby daddy in the house.
Anyway,
no, for real, my real baby daddy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the oldest, the real baby daddy. One time the baby daddy in the house.
All of them, boy.
What you mean? It's your love, okay? That's baby daddy.
So,
one time for chill, me up. I know I had to give our listeners a shout out.
And that's fine.
They actually acknowledge.
But I got to make sure they get this information. So, as the people who want to enter into this situation, and you want to know, that want to try BDSM, you want to get involved with BDSM, you want to do something BDSM-like, or you want to have some type of BDSM experience at a party, or somebody says that they know something about it, it's very important that you pay attention. Look at how this person is interacting with you. Pay attention to what questions they're asking you. Pay attention to what they're saying and how they're saying it. Because a lot of times, and women, y'all all know this, liars will tell on themselves.
Oh, just let them talk.
All you got to do is let them talk, and they will
listen.
Tell on themselves.
Just listen.
Tell on themselves, okay? And as a bottom, don't be scared to ask questions. How long have you been doing this? How many scenes have you had? Have you ever had a problem in a scene? Have you ever had a scene that didn't go well? How did you handle that problem? Do you provide aftercare? Can I negotiate aftercare with you? Don't be scared to ask questions. You're putting yourself in a position where you letting the motherfucker beat on you. And it sounds bad, but again, this is consensual, and it can be exciting. It can be great. It can be wonderful. And this can be a fantastic experience. But you want it to be that fantastic experience. You don't want this to be something that you're going to regret, okay? A lot of times, your first experience sets the stage for how this is going to go from now on. So if your first experience in BDSM is something great, you could fall in love with BDSM, and this can be a new lifestyle for you. For a lot of people, if your first experience is something horrible, there ain't going to be a second or a third. Some people are still willing to try anyway, but a lot of people aren't. A lot of people have a bad or have a negative experience their first time, and they will tell you, this shit ain't for me. I ain't doing that shit again. Fuck that.
I was blessed to have a great experience with the one and only Sir Dread. That was my first experience, my first impact play. And the aftercare he did with the rabbit skin, with the fur, the rabbit fur. Listen, and so I totally, I already had an interest in it, but that right there sealed the deal. And I was so in love with Impact Day after that one session with Sir Dread. Shout out to Sir Dread. God bless his soul. He up there spanking them angels.
No, he tied them up.
He tied them up. I'm gonna need you to let go of a couple of them. It's been a hard week. It's been a rough week.
Dread loved Shibari, like Shibari. And that's, so because he and I are brothers, and Dread's thing was Shibari, my thing was suspension. And he always tried to get me more into the Shibari, and he always wanted me to teach him the suspension. My suspension, he got it, no problem, all rip, doing all kinds of shit. He got into it and started doing shit I wasn't even doing. But when it came to Shibari,
you couldn't do it.
It's not that I'm bad at it. I'm just not super interested in it. Like I'm not.
I feel like Shibari, you need more. I feel like Shibari, you need more patience because it's more.
It's not really the patience. It's just it's not functional. Okay, Shibari is about making rope that looks very pretty, like rope clothing, rope outfits. Right. It is an artistic expression where a person's body is your canvas and your paintbrush is the rope. And you are making some of the most beautiful works of art that there can be. For someone to sit and look at and say, oh, that's really pretty, that's impressive. And that's it.
Yeah, you're not pretty like that. Yeah,
I ain't tying you to nothing. Yeah, you ain't in
that ain't your style.
I'm not hanging you from nothing. Like I need some functional rope. I need to hang a bitch from something where she can be up in the air looking down like, holy shit, how the fuck did I get here?
I love when we did that.
I need to put a bitch in a hall tower where she's looking at me like, you know what, I can't really move right now. And I'm sitting there saying, yes, you can't move.
Oh my God, look at that little boyish smile of yours. You really love that.
I want some rope that is digging into your motherfucking skin, and it's like hurting you in the best possible way. Like, I want this rope to feel exquisitely painful. And I want you to look at me with tears in your eyes and think about how lucky you are that I took the time to hurt you. I'll tell you what. Because at the end of the day, I am a sadist. But I require consent, which is why I am free and I am not in jail. And ain't no cases on me. Because for me, I don't just require consent. Most of the time, I require payment. I'll just be hurting people for free. You got to pay for my time. Okay.
We got some questions here.
So what's the question?
How long should a typical vetting with a dom be?
Well, that is a very hard question to answer because I don't know what your goal is.
Right. I think it depends on the scenario. What's the scene?
Not even because
or if you want something deeper.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you're vetting someone to play with them, if you're vetting someone to start a power exchange relationship. Anyway, so if you're vetting someone to start a relationship with them, like a power exchange relationship, or you're vetting someone because you're interested in dating them to see if you can have a power exchange relationship, or you're vetting them just to play with them and to test how they seem, that answer can vary depending on what your goal is.
Right.
If you're just vetting someone to have a scene, to play with, I would say at least watch them do the thing that you want them to do.
Yeah.
Watch them do it with someone else before you jump in there to do it.
At least.
That's not an option because sometimes you don't have that option. Sometimes you're not in a situation where you can watch them play with someone else. At least sit down and have a conversation. Let them know what you want to do and then listen to how they interact with you. If you tell someone that you want to do impact and they don't bother to establish a safe word, they don't bother to ask you anything about any kind of medical history, they don't bother to ask you if you're on any prescription medication, then that's a pretty good indicator that they are not experienced, they do not know what they're doing, and it is not about you. It is about them showing off or having fun at your expense.
Right.
Because if you're on blood thinners,
it makes a difference.
It makes a difference on how that impact play is going to go. If you're on insulin, I have to know that if we're doing impact play because that can create nausea, dizziness, lightheadedness.
If you have vertigo, that makes a difference.
That makes a difference. If you're claustrophobic,
that makes a difference.
Can be like these are all things that can possibly be an issue. Normally, vertigo and claustrophobia do not come up unless you tell me you want to be blindfolded or you want some kind of sensory deprivation, or if you tell me that you want to be tied in bondage. If you just want impact, impact is not normally going to have anything to do with those issues, but bondage and any kind of sensory deprivation will definitely create some kind of problem with vertigo or claustrophobia. And you could be sitting in the middle of a room and still have a claustrophobic attack from sensory deprivation.
I think that when I went into that big subspace, it also had to do because I was blindfolded.
Yeah.
I was blindfolded and I had sensory deprivation.
A lot of people jump into it and they want to do everything right away. And I tell them, you gotta kind of ease your way into because everything right away, that can be sensory overload.
Yeah.
And that sensory overload can create drama.
Yeah, I've had like the scenes that I have had, the very few scenes that I have had, they've always been like months, maybe even a year in between. The other question, which I think the answer that you gave just now kind of goes with this also. It's almost the same thing. And how long should it take to plan a scene? I think that Also depends
That
on the
also
scene.
depends. Yeah.
On the scene that you want.
I've had scenes that took as long as 3 months to film. Like I've done some very intense CNC that the planning was 3 months and the actual CNC scene was only 3 hours.
I thought you were gonna say 5 minutes. I was gonna say, damn.
No. The CNC scene, it was so CNC is consensual,
non-consensual. This is where we gonna pretend that you're raping me, that you're abducting me,
it's a role play,
and you're kidnapping me, and you're taking me into the woods and all that other good. Except we don't have the woods down here in Miami like that.
Oh yes, we do. Anyway. When I've done some serious CNC scenes, like a kidnapping or an interrogation, that negotiation can last 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And not only that, I also bring in other people. Like I will bring in a partner, whether it's someone that I hire to help me or whether it's their partner. I will bring because I need lookouts. I have a friend in the police department that if I know he's on duty, I'll do the scene in his area when he's on duty because I know that that's something I got to look out for. I'll tell him to keep an eye out.
This is big guy that just put a girl in the trunk. I'm laughing, but I'm dead ass serious. Do you see that? Look?
That happened.
It actually happened?
It happened. I was doing a kidnapping scene, and this is back. I'm going to show you how old I was. This is back when 163rd was a mall, a flea market.
It's not even a flea market anymore, I don't think. Oh, wait.
So,
I see what
you know that parking structure next to the Marshalls?
Yeah.
So back then, people weren't there that often. So I was going to use the second floor of the parking structure by that Marshalls because it was something that people weren't. It just so happens that the day we did the kidnapping scene, there was a lady with her daughter walking to their car. All the police. We got less than a mile down the street, and I got pulled over, and she was in the car.
And what happened?
They put me in the back of the squad car, and they let her out of the trunk, and we had to explain what was going on. And the dude was like, "Yo, if y'all gonna play these games, you need to go somewhere else with this. Like, this is not okay. Like, you could have got shot." But I mean, they let me go. I didn't get arrested, but like I said, he handcuffed me, put me in the back of the police car.
Oh my god, that was a real CNC session. Like that was real.
Like, you over here joking? You see, I ain't laughing.
I know. I see you were serious as hell.
It's much better when you can take them to the woods, but like you said, here we don't have many.
I mean, we have woods, but just not around the corner. Like that.
We don't have locations because we're in the metropolis area. So most of where we are and what we do is in the city. Like when I've done scenes in like Delaware I can take them like to climb the trees and leave them overnight and shit like that.
Overnight,
well,
I hear you. I hear you.
I hear you. Different levels.
Oh, right. Right.
Strip naked, tied to a tree,
left
overnight. No, that's yeah. So it's a role. So it's in a booth. Like I was never far away, but she didn't know where I was. She couldn't see me. Like I was in the bush, so she thought she was alone, blindfolded, strapped to a tree all night long. I was like maybe 200-300 feet away in some bushes where she couldn't see me, and she was
putting up your tent and shit with a campfire.
And like I said, I had 2 guys with me, so we took turns on watch to make sure like a bear or some shit wasn't going there. So it's done in a way where you're mitigating the danger. But yeah, it's some real shit. And she didn't know all of that was happening. Like as far as she knew, she had just been left in the fucking woods, tied to a tree, naked and blindfolded, and was freaking the fuck and paid for it.
Did she ever hit you up again and do another?
Oh yeah, we did. We did.
So that
we did that multiple times.
Oh wow!
And she paid extra because because it was an overnight situation. I had to get other people to help. She had to pay extra for me to have other people. Yeah, she freaked the fuck out, but after it was done, she loved it. She thought it was the best thing ever. Okay. And the last one we did, she was tied to the tree, naked, blindfolded, and her husband was sent in to rape her. Which
she didn't know. Did she? Okay, did she know it was her husband that was raping her?
So she did, because again, it's a negotiated situation.
Yeah.
So she knew. So when I negotiate the scene, I don't negotiate definites. I negotiate possibilities, because I don't want you to know exactly what's going to happen.
Right, because that defeats the purpose.
She knew that it was possible that someone was going to fuck her. She had a boy. She's poly, so she had a boyfriend and a husband. And she knew it was going to be either me or one of them. That's all she knew. She didn't know who it was, and she didn't know when it was. We did about 5 of these scenes. Out of the 5 scenes, she knew it was always a possibility, but it only actually happened on the last one that we did. So it wasn't like it happened every time, so she knew it was going to happen. Like in her mind, we still don't know.
We still don't know. That's so exciting.
She thought so. Like I say, she loved it. We did the first one, then we did the second one, and then she was like, "Look, I'm just going to pay you for 3 more, and then after that, we can't do any more because I feel like if I keep going, I'm never going to stop." And then after she paid for the last one, she had a clause in her contract that said if she called back for more, I had to tell her. And she did call back for more, and I had to tell her. And let me tell you something, it was not easy to say no.
But is there a time limit on this clause?
No.
Like no forever? That's it? This relationship is done?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this particular person, she is extremely BDSM friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband is completely vanilla, wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh, wow.
So her issue was she didn't want to get hooked and let this be something that she wanted constantly, because her husband was willing to be like, okay, I'm going to give it to you. I'm gonna let you do it, but it's not something that
you can do this forever.
Yeah, like I'm never gonna.
I'm gonna let you get it out your.
You need to get it out your system. So she got to a point where it was like, okay, I guess her husband told her, "Look, this is gonna be the last time. These 5 gonna be it. After this, I'm done." So we had in the contract, we had a clause.
If they're still married,
I don't know.
So she gets a divorce and calls you.
Yeah. The contract is the contract. The contract stated she could not do it. We could not do it anymore.
Forever.
Yeah.
That's
contract's the contract.
It
is what it is. She finds somebody else and she want to do it with them, that's on her. But with me, we're done. Contract's the contract.
All right. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on today's topic, the real way to BDSM?
So the main reason for this topic is this. I am a dominant. I have trained. I have had a mentor that I was his mentee for 2 years. I started this lifestyle cleaning up scenes and doing the grunt work and the shit work and slowly working my way up to a level where I was able to interact with people. I started not as a dungeon master, not as a dungeon monitor, but as cleanup crew for a dungeon. And then worked my way up to.
You were a real apprentice.
Yes, I had to apprentice.
I love that for you.
Time.
I love that.
And it was a huge investment of time, energy, and effort to learn and to be able to say that I am a pro dom. When a motherfucker comes along that says they're a dominant because they went out and bought some toys, they don't know shit, and then they fuck somebody up, that makes me look bad.
We ain't talking about Juno because he ain't fucked nobody up.
No, we're not.
We ain't talking about neighbor. Neighbor knows he got his little toys.
We're not talking about Juno.
He ain't fucked nobody up.
He's got a cute little BDSM kink set that he got from the sex store, and it's an adorable little set of floggers. But Juno also knows enough to know what is okay and what is not. Okay.
He definitely
knows what he knows and what he doesn't know, and he ain't he's not out here lying to people saying, I know my shit, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. The problem that I have is the people that claim to be something that they're not, because then they make me look bad.
Right.
Because then people see me and they say, oh, you're a dom too? That other guy that fucked me up was a dom, so you must be going to fuck me up too. I don't want to fuck with you.
Right.
And it makes me look bad. So be safe. Be careful.
And do your homework. Homework is always good.
Be safe and be careful.
All right. So now, any events coming? The events coming up.
So, oh, my phone over there. I keep looking for it. Can I see your phone for a minute so I get the dates?
What do you
I
mean?
will be at
Calendar?
Splash. Yeah, calendar.
All right. So before Splash, because I think before Splash, the one event that I will be at that I got booked to do tattoos, I will be at the members only. Oh, my bad. I will be at the. I have another calendar. I will be at the members only party. Not this weekend that's coming up, but the following weekend, the weekend of the 15th. I will be there doing tattoos. Your sexy tattoo artist will be there, and not your freaky tattoo artist, freaky sexy tattoo artist.
Oh, damn, mercy.
I do gotta tell them where it's at, don't I? Are you done with my calendar?
Yes. I will be at Splash the 19th to the 22nd. We will be in Fort Lauderdale. This one is local, so I'll have some extra toys and I'm doing some extra stuff. We have a rope class. We have a class on power exchanges and what it means to truly be a dominant. And we have the force orgasm class.
And I'm gonna be there. And I will be his bottom.
So the forced orgasm class is always very interesting. And for the people sitting in the front row, bring your trash bags. We're in the splash zone.
Which I am so looking forward to because okay, so I've only done once and you know that I'm not good. I don't like vibrations. I'm not, and if I do it's vibrations down there. And this person did not obviously ask enough questions, and they came at me with the wand, with the big wand, and so I'm squirming, and I'm like, because it hurts. It hurts, and they think that they're getting a forced orgasm out of me, and I was in pain, and I was like, no, finally once I was able to like get it together, I was like, no, motherfucker, like this is not it. This is not it. Like red. This is not it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was my only experience with like a forced orgasm. So, looking forward to this. Looking forward to this forced orgasm because I know since you know me, I know it's gonna be a better experience.
Not necessarily, because you have to remember forced orgasm. You keep focusing on the orgasm part. Force is also a part of it. And it's funny because Baby Bear had this same situation. The first time Baby Bear and I did forced orgasm, she was super excited. Thought it was going to be the best thing ever. Now, when I say forced orgasms, she always says, "Who are you going to use? Like, are you going to pick a volunteer from the crowd? Like, who's going to be the person that you're doing this with?" Because she does not necessarily want to be the one I'm doing it with because she understands the force part of it.
So let's elaborate a little bit. So
forced orgasm is not only about orgasms. It's also about control. You don't orgasm if I don't want you to.
So you're like edging.
Yes, edging is a part of it. You don't get to stop orgasming because you don't want to orgasm, because again, it's not about you. It's about control. So it's not something where you're able to sit there and say, okay, I want it like this and like that, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. The edging is normally the worst part of it. The edging is the part that she hates, but it's a part of it because it's about control.
I'm looking forward to it.
I always have volunteers for it, so it is not at all a problem if you decide you don't want to.
No. What do you mean? I'm looking forward to it.
And just like any other type of play I do, you have safe word.
Of course.
Now, in forced orgasm, you only get one safe word, which is red.
You don't get no yellow. You don't get to slow down.
You don't get to control the pause. You only get to stop. That's it. And once you stop, we're done. It's over. Stop. There is only red in forced orgasms. Only red.
Does this continue until I actually orgasm?
No.
Oh, okay.
It continues until I get tired.
Oh, okay. No, you got mixed up.
Tired doesn't mean I don't want to go anymore. Tired can also mean, you know what, I'm bored.
It's in Miami Springs. Members only. Members only. It's in the Miami Springs area.
Wonderful.
If that just came to me. If I'm wrong, I will definitely let y'all know.
We'll put something
We'll put something up. Yeah, in all the chat. But that is the weekend of the 13th. That's what I'm doing that weekend. Then the weekend of the 21st. That's when it's Splash Welcome.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that, and then my girl just posted her event today for the weekend of the 28th, and like she said, it's about that time, and yes, it is about that time. Island's having a party, y'all. Island's having a party. When is this? It is Saturday, September 28th. She's gonna have a party. It's cops and robbers. I'm gonna be a cop because I already know of one or two robbers that are gonna be there.
That sounds like a good time for some CNC right there. The cops and robbers, CNC.
Cops and robbers. I'll be there as a cop. Leaving the robbers part for other people.
Oh, some ropes, some bondage.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
You want me to holler at her? You want me to holler at her for you? You want me to get you in there?
Let me put it to you like this. Let me see the calendar again.
Was good. Yeah.
So I was approached for scenes. I am available the weekend of the 13th and the 14th and the 27th and 28th.
Good. So you're available for the members only and for Islands party.
If someone gets in touch with me that wants to book me for whether it's Islands party, members only, or some other person that wants to book a scene, you know who you are because you sent me a message and asked. It's going to be first come, first serve, and y'all will do what we do.
May the best one win.
We'll do what we do.
Do what we do. So yeah, hopefully, if you are at any of these events, hopefully I can get some little bit of play in there because I missed it. I missed it at my party. So we're gonna end this segment talking a little bit more about this party that got shut down.
It was a good party.
It was a good party. It was a good vibe. Listen, shout out to Juno, who went all out with the food. The food was great.
2 pieces of Rio and a spoonful of mac and cheese because all the food was gone by the time.
Baby, let me tell you something. As busy as I was, and I was busy, and I was so busy that I didn't even get to take a shower and dress into my outfit or whatever the case may be. Because I was on the go. But one thing I did do was put up 3 plates. Not 1, not 2, but 3. 1 for me, 1 for my son, because he was like, you better not come home with no food that Juno made. He was like, if you don't come home with some Haitian food that Juno made, he was like, don't even bother coming home.
By the time I went to get some food, it was gone.
So yeah, so shout out to Juno. And Juno also, he did some heavy promoting for people also, and he got a lot of people out there. I love you, neighbor. I appreciate you for that. Chill had brownies and cookies and honey. She had the honey. Like Chill did her thing. Her setup was beautiful.
I can't have none of it when I'm there because I'm topping.
You're topping, so you can't. But I hope you got some so that you can bring home for you and Baby Bear. Shout out to the lady. She did her thing. She also helped me out a lot during the party. Shout out to Chelsea who brought the pole. Okay, Chelsea did her thing. Them girls were on the pole, practicing, doing tricks, learning things. And shout out to you, girl. Like, thank you for coming through. You did a great job. Loved it. Who else? Who else did I have? Queen. Queen did get some massaging in there before we got shut down. She did, and I felt bad because she also had a few other people that were waiting to get massage, and then we got shut down. Why did we get shut down? I'm gonna tell y'all. Not because
people was about to have fun.
Listen, because we were about to have fun. They were watching this on the Ring camera, and early on, like we held it. We tried to get it as long as possible. Early on, they were like, "Oh, it's too many people." It's an event house. We rented this as an event house. What do you mean there's too many people? They said this after like maybe only 15, 20 people coming through the door. You know what I'm saying? So it was like they were already tripping, and I was like, I don't understand. We had no cars parked there. We had the noise. What noise? Like it was such a good crowd, such good energy, such vibes that I mean, it was, bro. We were chilling, and it was about to start going down, and police came, and even the police asked the Airbnb owner, like, "Why are you shutting them down?" For these same reasons, like there was no noise, no cars, on the neighbor's yard. We did it so good, and even the cops were like, "Why? Why?" And I know why, because when they finally came in after we got everybody out the house, they had no melanin in their DNA. You know what I'm saying? And so they see all my beautiful colored people coming through the door, and I feel like they were just scared. And fuck y'all, them Airbnb people. If you ever see this, fuck y'all. You ruined a good night. But we are coming back bigger and stronger.
So the young lady who drove from the party over here to pick me up after we had some car issues. I don't know if she's okay mentioning her name, but I'm giving her a shout out.
I think she will be.
And I'm saying a big thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Name ain't Mandy, but it sounds like it. We love you, girl. Thank you for getting my vendors to the crowd. And at least you got some type
And I will make sure we finish the rope scene that we started. I know it was just getting good. I owe you, and I will make sure that you can collect your rope with me 100%. And I appreciate it.
So, and with that being said, we are, like I said, we coming back bigger and stronger. We're already coming up. We're gonna have a party towards the end of November. And we're gonna come with a bigger location. We're gonna do some homework, make sure that we don't get shut down again. We're gonna be.
I will be there spanking and tying.
Yes, we gonna. It's gonna be the shit.
I might bring some fire and some electricity.
Oh my god! No, listen, I wanted to be like this party. This party was so good in that little bit of time that we did have to enjoy. That because of this party, I got some investors. You know what I'm saying? I got some investors behind me, so I'm trying my next party. I'm trying to make it a really nice party. Also, I cannot forget. Shout out to Money Man, Bong Bros, not Bang Bros, Bong Bros.
Every time
they were there.
Bang Bros, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? They do porn. They don't sell shit.
No. Bong Bros was there in full effect. Shout out to Money Man and to his crew. That also was a great vibe.
Yeah, that little girl in her booty out.
First of all, she was not a little girl. She was a grown ass woman.
No, I don't mean little as in,
I know, but for purposes,
they had a
very petite,
grown up petite woman with her booty out.
With her booty out that knows how to work the motherfucking pole. She did her thing. She did her thing on that pole.
Yeah,
so shout out to her. She's definitely gonna be at the next party. Gotta make sure that she's there because she did her thing too. And listen, they tried to shut it down, but we did have an after party after that. I went to a couple of rooms at the Grand.
I don't know nothing about that. I turned into a pumpkin.
You do, yeah. So we did have a little after party at the Grand, and that was cool. And shout out to those who were able to come and make it there. I got maybe like 20 people, 25 people that came out to the Grand and hung out with us after the party got shut down. But listen,
I got 3 phone calls. We at the Grand. Where you at? I'm like in my bed.
Yeah, you had people that was waiting. So
I did, but I'm old.
Even though it got shut down, it was definitely like I said, a very good time, and it was successful as good as it can be. With what was going on, and so we're gonna take a shot to that. Go ahead and get a shot. You about to get wild.
Hey,
you about to get wild. We're gonna take a shot. We're gonna take a shot.
And the bubbles fresh too. Boy, the bubbles is
fresh. We're gonna take a shot. We're gonna come back. Yeah, we're gonna come back bigger, better, and harder and freakier for the next party.
Yo, anybody that told me, y'all know what this thing right here.
Oh, we about to get lit.
I'll pick up a Diet Coke.
Turn up time.
Over. The night is done. Diet Coke in it.
I hate you. I hate you.
So everybody that knows me know I don't drink. So when everybody else taking shots, get my Diet Coke. And don't have no Ocean Spray cranberry juice. I will fuck some Ocean Spray up. Just so y'all know.
I love your shirt.
Don't poke the bear.
The bear. I'm so good at poking the bear. I stay poking the bear. I stay poking the bear. Listen, we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. See you next time.
Be safe.
Be safe. Next, be good and not be good at it.
Be safe.
All right. We'll see you next Wednesday. Same place, same time.